Changbai Mountains are the highest mountain system on the eastern edge of the Eurasian continent. Most elevations in this mountain range reach higher than 1,000 meters, and many areas are covered with snow for several months a year. It is between glistening snowbanks and dense forests where we find an amazing place settled between the mountain peaks, an idyllic snow-covered village called Snowtown. What makes this small town particularly famous is its unique climate, which produces snow with very good quality and high traction that creates shapes on roofs and other surfaces that are only found in this valley. However, as recently as the late 20th century, this snow-covered wonderland was still an unknown place to the outside world, and the villagers depended on logging and selling timber to eke out a meager living. The question now is how a completely unknown village, remote and impoverished, became a worldwide tourist attraction. The closest major city to the Snowtown is Harbin, which has been often called the Paris of the East. To explore the secret of how the Snowtown became so famous, Show Me China's film crew set off from Harbin on a 5-hour trek to the east, to the Twin Peaks Forest Farm where the Snowtown is located.
So Rick, I have a question for you.
Okay.
What is the first thing you want to do when we arrive at Snowtown?
The first thing I want to do, I really want to meet the man who started the first family hotel in Snowtown.
No problem.
Okay, great.
This is where we met up with Mr. Liu Qinlin, whose father opened the first family-run hotel in the village, which they named the first hotel of the Snowtown.
我父亲以前是烧红林场的伐木工人，50年前，他和其他林业工人呢就住在这个林场里，也就是现在的雪乡。
Liu Qinlin told us that the Twin Peaks Forest Farm was originally established in the 1950s. When his father, Liu Mingwen, was only 6, he moved here with his parents so they could start a new life, and when he was old enough, Liu Mingwen began work as a lumberjack at Twin Peaks. Known as the Siberia among those forest farms in the Dahailin Forestry Bureau, the Twin Peaks Forest Farm was the most remote and most inhospitable one. It is covered in snow for over 7 months of the year, and snow in the mountains can reach more than 2 meters deep. Whenever those in town heard that they were going to be transferred to the Twin Peaks, there was nobody who actually wanted to go.
I'm thinking so many years ago, how difficult was it to be a lumberjack for your father?
他们那时候是条件非常艰苦的，那个时候穿的衣服呢，就是没有保暖条件这么好的，那个时候都是纯棉的那个棉袄，那棉袄呢也做的也不厚，他们常常我父亲常常是早晨上山，下午回来的时候，全身的衣服都湿透了，但是天一冷呢，这个衣服都冻成壳了，那个棉裤我给它拽下来以后，那个棉裤往那一撂，就棉裤能站在那块儿。就冻里都是那啥，都冻得梆梆硬都那衣服。
In the early 1980s, Liu Mingwen became the assistant director in charge of logging at the Twin Peaks. Gradually, Liu Mingwen noticed that amateur photographers would come great distances to take pictures at the Twin Peaks Forest Farm, and it was in their photographs that he discovered another side of the village's beauty. which inspired him to purchase a camera of his own and take pictures alongside the visitors. It didn't take long for the unique vistas of this remote snow-covered village to appear in art exhibitions, finally lifting the veil on its mystical beauty. In 1998, China implemented a project to preserve natural forest resources, aiming to put an end to commercial logging in old-growth forests. The amount of logging that could be done at the Twin Peaks Forest Farm gradually decreased, which affected the income of its employees. But Liu Mingwen and some of the other lumberjacks proactively responded to the government's call to close the mountain and nurture the forest in order to protect the natural environment, looking for another way that might allow them to live and develop in harmony with nature.
就是我们家老房子位置，老房子呢是1980年盖的，最早的，
完全翻建了，
完全翻建。80年代呢，就是摄影记者发现这个地方以后呢，就陆续的有很多的摄影记者就到这儿来，因为来的人越来越多嘛，这个林场的接待能力也是有限的。就我父亲一想啊，他们来住不下，说我自己的房子改一改，上自己家住。
The year after logging stopped completely, Liu Mingwen retired and tried his hand at running his own business for the first time, opening Shutterbug House, which provided food and lodging for tourists. With this, in the year 2000, the first family-run hotel in the snow town officially opened. In this remote northeastern village, the early generation of the homestay in China appeared, almost a decade before the homestay website Airbnb opened for business. At the same time, the Dahailin Forestry Bureau started to encourage people in the village to start businesses that focused on tourism. But it was hard to ask lumberjacks to start working in tourism, much less for them to invest their own money to make changes to their homes. Out of the more than 60 families in the village, only 8 agreed to get involved in the tourist trade.
05年我盖那个雪乡地家的时候，就是基本上把家里钱都投到里头了，但也不够。官方的政策性的呗，就给你协调一下子，贷款，利息是很优惠的。盖那个雪乡第一家的时候，应该是当时最大的。好多人就，你这投这么多钱，多少年能挣回来呀？其实我投入那些钱，其实我3年多，没用上4年就挣回来了。雪乡人看到形势好了，都赶紧往里投入了，都开始做这个东西。而且也还有好多外来的投资盖起来的这个大房子。
From 2003 to 2004, more than 60 other families in the snow town began to try their hand at the tourist industry. As their incomes increased, so did investment in these family-run hotels. New roads into the mountains were also built.
Look how comfortable it is. It's got shower and sink and it's got TV. So it's really improved, but it's still just as comfortable as the other ones that we've seen. So this is quite an improvement.
In 2014, a television program filmed in the village helped its popularity explode, turning it from a mecca for photographers into a top tourist destination. Jodaja Homestay is one of the most popular family hotels in the snow town now. Their local food cuisine is one of the most famous attractions. This family is also one of the first 8 families who started working in the tourist trade.
现在想起来，当年搞旅游，这条路走得怎么样？
哎呀，这条路走得非常好啊！你算吧哈，我是84年我到这儿来工作的，我已经在这待了40年了。那一开始那20年哈都不够我这个几个月挣的。
政府对你们有什么支持吗？
对我们支持也很大。我们一开始搞旅游的时候吧，都一家一个小锅炉，因为烧的都是煤，或者烧台子也比较大，这个污染嘛也比较狠。 对，政府吧，一个说的这样事儿不行，必须得是集中供暖。林业局啊，这个盖了一个大锅炉，把我们的供暖都接到一个网上，这是很方便，空气还不污染，非常好。
Cultural and tourist services in the village have also been continually improved, with spots set up where visitors can enjoy the amazing scenery and get the best photo ops. There are also entertainment venues and winter sports that people can enjoy.
从国家乡村振兴政策这个出台以后啊，我们这个国家政策呢，对我们也有很大的支持。比如有3条通向雪乡的公路，特别亚雪公路啊，从这个哈尔滨到这个雪乡呢，不到300公里。特别近些年，一些这个鼓励创业，有很多这个我们的这个创业者呢，从贷款呢、优惠政策方面也享受到了。我们现在独特的这种雪资源、水资源，还有森林资源、高山，冬季我们已经实现了冰天雪地，也是金山银山。
As the snow town has become the richest village in the area, other villages around the Twin Peaks Forest Farm are also trying to set up some new tourist attractions.
二郎河的雪吧，没有雪乡那种粘度，大是大，但是风还大，它没有那种雪型。发展一些特殊的项目呗，发展丰富这个旅游业态。就是雪乡转型之后，因为雪乡发展了旅游事业，带动了周边各林场，带动了二郎河林场，带动了永安林场，带动了太平沟林场。我们都往这个旅游方面，以雪乡为中心去发展这个旅游。
Relax. Touch the water. Yeah.
Very good, very clear.
看看我今年我们做的这个雪屋子怎么样？这就是我们林区最早的职工居住的老公房，我们准备在这里面做那个雪屋吃火锅。
Today, our tiny snow-covered village has over 200 private businesses that provide income to over 1,000 business owners and more than 5,500 employees. It is able to accommodate more than 20,000 people a day, and each winter season plays host to more than 800,000 tourists. The Snow Town is definitely a must-see for any winter vacation.
Here we should go.
12 years after Luchinlin took over his father's family hotel business, the first hotel of the Snow Town has an area of 500 square meters with 24 guest rooms and hosts a total of over 80 guests. Dahailin Forestry Bureau will further promote the Big Snow Town plan and aims to extend the tourism industry to surrounding areas. The story of rural revitalization in the Snow Town is no fairy tale. In its transition from a remote forestry station that employed only lumberjacks to an idyllic snow-covered vacation mecca filled with homestay hosts, this remote hamlet has struck it rich.